Rise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We are back for another Patreon one-shot. I am clearly not the GM of this one. We have a lovely new GM for the channel. Profo will be GMing his homebrew world of Tales from the Loop over in Bonnie, England, as the kids say these days.
Warwickshire, it's a state of mind.
Yeah. So with that, I will remind you, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is like these fine folks over here, by joining us over on our Patreon, link in the description down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation, and as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Profo gets to do what the hell he wants. It's a crazy world out there, who knows? And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to this channel for all kinds of things like lighting, art, editing, a mortgage, and stopping me from doing this haircut ever again. And without further ado, I turn things over to Profo himself to bring us to England. Old England, if you will.
Yeah, old England, not new.
We call it current England. It's just kind of a matter of being in the present day.
Vanilla England.
I'm sure the 90s is the present day, right?
Like,
yeah. We think it's the present day because we're in it.
Oh, that's true.
I'm still convinced that the 90s was just 10 years ago, and no one can prove me otherwise.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, good evening, viewers. I didn't see you come in. Welcome to the strange English village of my imagining. Tonight, we tell you a cautionary tale about machine making human obsolete. So let's get started. Welcome to 1995. And we are in England, the real one. You should accept no imitations. No news. It's good. To be specific, Warwickshire, home of William Shakespeare, of heavy metal, of the jet engine, birthplace of one Edward Alexander Crowley, infamous occultist and said to be the wickedest man in the world. A county of castles, of country houses, rife with ghosts and ghouls. The locale of the infamous Spirit House, one of the most haunted places in the world. An idyllic English village, 5.5 miles from the sprawl of the British Motor City, Coventry. Now the site of Infini-corp's urban renewal program and its top secret British particle accelerator, beneath the very streets of Coventry itself. Perhaps the worst kept secret in the world. The primary one is rumoured to be the size of the A4053, the Coventry Ring Road, and unbeknownst to you, it's coming online very, very soon. Welcome to the village of Rife-on-Dunsmore. So this episode is called Nanna-geddon. It should be somewhere for you to see, and it's based on an idea that Snowdog gave to me, and it serves as a very timely warning about artificial intelligence because this is 1995. It is it's 7 p.m. or thereabouts on Saturday, the 29th of July, 1995, in your picturesque native and adoptive village of Rife-on-Dunsmore. You find yourself drawn to the local village hub that is the Blacksmith's Arms. It's a Tudor pub with several big rooms, and most of the villagers gather here pretty much every evening. And this evening, it happens to be hosting a gig by the very loud local band, Chuck and the Tuscaderos. They mainly do Susie Quattro covers. They do some Joan Jett. They let them Lita Ford. They liven it up. Who would like to go first in sort of describing your character, the residents they left, who they are, and what their place is in this, as a big fish in this small pond?
I can go first. So I am playing Sean Reed. He's a 17-year-old. He's got kind of a little bit wavy black hair parted over on the side. He is dressed in relatively shabby clothes, a pair of work pants, a stained t-shirt that is actually covered over with a mechanic's work shirt. He is sitting at one end of the bar, just trying his best to just get as far into the music as possible because music has become his escape. And if you look closely, you will see that he is drinking out of a beer mug. He is drinking water.
So yeah, you apparently your usual, and Astrid, the barmaid, does not argue with scorn. She's a goth girl. She's about 5'8", and she's pretty ripped behind the fish behind the fishnet, because as the blacksmith's arms indicates, this did used to once be the village blacksmith's, and Astrid has taken up the calling of her grandfather and her great grandfather. And half of the day before the bar opens, she works a forge.
I think Astrid probably every once in a while she like slips me something that's not water,
Yeah.
and just on the house, because he's kind of a little bit of a misery story.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'll go next. So the door of the blacksmith opens, and in steps a tall, skinny, beautiful young woman. Tommy Redman steps in, and her blue eyes look around the room. And but before she steps in, we take a jump back where she enters her bedroom, and in her parents' very lush, very posh looking house. She's wearing a school uniform with the logo of what was it, St. Mary's Girls College back in Cambridge. And she steps into her room, which she hasn't been in for almost an entire year, and because she's been at boarding school. And now now the term's over, she's back for the summer. She looks around. It's very plainly decorated, and there's horse posters. Not horse posters. There's equestrian ribbons and trophies on shelves, and academic awards on display, all neatly dusted by her mother. And she comes in and she drops her book bag, and she looks around like this place is alien to her now. And she sheds off her uniform and she puts on her usual comfy clothes. And that's where we see her now, standing in the doorway. She's wearing black distressed jeans, tall like ankle heeled boots, and a grungy punk t-shirt, and a like a, what do you call it, like a loose fitting satin bomber jacket. And her long blonde hair is perfectly coiffed, and she looks around and she sees Sean, her friend, and she makes her way over. You're muted.
Yep, thank you. So as Tommy makes her way over, Sean is very much drawn into the music, and then so she's almost all the way up to him when he finally kind of looks over and notices her. Tommy, didn't
Hey,
expect to see you
mate.
back.
How's it going?
It's been a while. Where you been?
Well, out at St. Mary's. And she gives him a hug.
Yep. Yeah, he returns the hug. So they finally let you out for the summer, huh?
Yeah. God, it's so good to be back. And she kind of leans over and she gives him just like a playful kiss on the cheek. It's like, oh, I'm so relieved to be back. You have no idea. What are you drinking? And she leans over and she looks at the mug. Says, and she says, water, really? Next round's on me. And I don't know if they snap fingers in the but
Darling,
she raises her hand.
Said Astrid, have you escaped from Borstal or something? And yeah, he's on the council wine. If he writes off that truck Ducky gave him, he's a dead man. Astrid sort of looms above you, Pints?
Yes, please.
So,
Listen to the lady.
what's your regular tipple? Lager?
Sure. A
Uh,
lager.
Astrid, well, you could be lager and lime.
No, definitely
You
not
wouldn't
a
be that
lime.
much of a societal outcast.
Yeah.
That much.
No,
So
like
yeah,
her mom is a martini queen. But when she's with her friends, she likes to lowbrow it a little bit. So
yeah. So Astrid will get you two sort of pints of lager with very, very little head on them.
So as she's getting that, Sean kind of looks up to Tommy and gives her what he probably intends as a wry smile, but actually comes off as a very warm smile.
mhm.
Come here. And as she leans down, he kisses Rack on the cheek. He's like, "Missed you too, love."
Yeah. I hated it out there, and I'm so glad to be back. You're looking so good, buddy. And she will sit down and she will cheers him.
You're just saying that to be nice. Thanks. Click.
And she flashes him like $1 million smile. Where are all the others? Are they coming?
I didn't really check in with anyone before heading over. I mean, I'm assuming so. Not many people miss a Chuck concert. But no, I've been here all evening and most of the afternoon. Better than any place else.
Oh, Sean, come on. And she kind of stands up and looks around to see if she can see their other two friends.
So we'll introduce Jess Hayes at this point, I think. She'll appear in the doorway, and similar to Tommy, we'll have a little flashback, but instead of a posh neighborhood, it's a rather worn down neighborhood, a overgrown backyard or front yard, and from within, you hear the screeching of two female adults in some sort of verbal contest. The front screen door slams open and then slams behind Jess. And you see her. She's fairly petite with a pixie-like face that you would probably describe as cute, except it's sort of overpainted with big, fat, black eyeliner and the reddest of lips. She is, even in the sweltering heat of the summer, I don't know, is it hot in the UK in the summer? I don't know.
We're currently experiencing a heat wave, but with loop age technology, rain forecasts are forecast.
Got it. So, regardless of the weather, she is wearing a black punk band t-shirt that is torn into kind of like a crop top with, that's low cut. And over that, she wears a vintage black leather jacket. She keeps she has a lot of inner pockets that she keeps like super useful stuff that she's either found or lifted from somewhere. And on the back is pinned with safety pins, like a cutout square from like a white sheet or maybe like a pillowcase. And across that is written "fuck off" in black, right? She's wearing a chain choker that has like embedded silver spikes on it. And then over the choker, she's written again in black pen, "Anarchy." And she's got multiple piercings in her ears, mostly with safety pins, and a nose piercing. And her hair is completely fried. Tommy's been there with her through this experience a couple times. Like, it's totally home bleached and then regularly re-dyed with blue Kool-Aid. And then it's got like the tips are black Sharpie, right? Black Sharpie.
Oh my god.
So great healthy hair, right? Totally healthy hair. But that's good because it's all frizzed out, which allows her to spike it up fairly easily. And yeah, she's got a resting bitch face, but it's on purpose, you know. So she walks through the door and walks slowly over in the most disengaged manner, sort of punches Tommy on the shoulder to acknowledge they haven't seen one another for a while, and says, "Hey," as she's pulling out a cigarette from one of her pockets.
Yeah. And she squeals in excitement, and she's like, "Oh, Jess!" And she hugs her
And
so tight. She's like,
Jess is like,
I
"Yeah,
miss
good
you
to see
so
you."
much. And then
Yeah.
she's like, what did you do to your hair? And she pulls back and she's like, "Oh, darling, we're gonna go to the salon and we're gonna get this fixed."
Fuck no, we're not.
Did you use Sharpie again? I told you.
Told me.
There's other ways, and you can. And she tosses her perfectly blonde hair.
Well, you do your ways, I'll do my ways. All right, Tommy?
Yes, you
Hey.
always do. That's why I love you. And she will give you another hug. And then she'll put her other arm around Sean and go like, "I'm so glad to see you guys."
Sean is looking at this and kind of looking back and goes, "My God, it's Sandra Day before and after."
Astrid's like, Jess, I take it you're drinking. You're fresh out of the land of the 21-fucking-year-old drinking law from sea to shining cocking sea.
Just a glass, please. And she pulls out a flask.
Yeah, my aunt's gonna fucking love that.
Sorry, stupid question. We can smoke in here, right?
Yeah, it's 1985.
I think we can drink and smoke. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, everybody in the village turns a blind eye to your teenage drinking.
I have to say, first of all, the blue Kool-Aid fucking sent me as someone who used to dye his hair with Kool-Aid. Absolutely, trip back in time. Yeah, for Jamie, we see a pristine English countryside home, bricked ivy-covered walls, gables, the front yard, a mix of local, actually planted flowers and wildflowers. What you think of when you think of typical English country home. And we see a white picket gate swing closed and engage its clasp. And then you see someone who does not belong there whatsoever. Not exactly walking, but definitely moving out from the pathway out onto the street. And we see Jamie as he rollerblades, because it's 1995. He rollerblades out from his country home down to the local watering hole. Jamie is wearing tight at the waist, very big, so you can't even see the rollerblades at the bottom. Black Genko jeans, both of which have 8-inch long pockets on the ass cheek of an upside down white cross. You see that there is a chain hanging from his belt that goes at least down to knee level and disappears into the length of his right butt pocket. You see a tattered and holed black long sleeve shirt, and you can see fishnets poking out through the wrist as if he has a second shirt underneath that. And he is wearing not exactly a leather jacket, but not quite a pleather jacket. It is gray on the shoulders, almost like shoulder pads, and it is unzipped and has several dozen unnecessary zippers on this, to which he wears a backpack which attached to our beat up old sneakers. Actually, they're not sneakers because they would just drag on the ground with his pants. They're basically Doc Martens. They're thick-soled Docs that he has attached to the backpack, and we see him sort of huff into what's it called? The blacksmith arms. He grabs the outer door and swings himself in, and is still kind of rolling and navigating over what I imagine is a tile, if not wooden floor. So it's kind of as he's moving around this place, as he just sort of almost surfs into the groom, dodging people as he continues, and then just sort of crashes his thighs into the table. Not hard enough to knock it over, but definitely hard enough for all of you to lift your drinks up. And he goes, "All right, and sits down.
Jemay, how you doing? She says his name in a weird way, like she always does.
It's I'm all right. It's here. I'm here. You're here.
She
You're
jumps
here.
up. Yeah, she jumps up and she will give him a hug. How you doing, mate?
You see him like roll backwards because he's still on the rollerblades.
Yeah.
And he says, "Welcome back. All right."
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty
In
terrific to see
acknowledgement-
you all here.
In acknowledgement, Jess just hands him a cigarette.
Oh no, love. I switched to cloves.
Really
Tom,
original.
She reaches into her jacket and hands him a clove.
2, right?
yeah. Tommy will take the cigarette from Jess and she will smoke it.
Okay. Sean will just offer out a fist to Jamie for a fist bump.
He like pushes forward and like Supermans it as he was pushed away from the table, and he kind of sits back down, and you see him like drop his bag and begin to just unceremoniously take his rollerblades off and put shoes on, like he's half getting dressed here in the pub. He says, "All right, so what's the what are we doing here? Is there a party happening? Are we celebrating young Tommy?"
Well, yeah, I'm back. Yes, we're gonna party. The Tuscaderos are playing. Come on, guys. I've been gone all year. What's new?
Yeah. We got to acknowledge that she's out on parole for the summer.
Yeah, she gives him a look. Oh, fuck off. She smokes the cigarette.
That's how you told me.
You can share stories about ankle monitors, right?
Yeah, not quite, but close enough.
Well,
too many girls there, I tell you. Too many. Not enough boys.
Isn't it all?
It's an all-girls school.
Yeah, one would reckon it would be only.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I thought you were confused
too
in
many.
some kind of way.
Not of them are co-educational these days, says Astrid as she once again, as every skilled bartender does, injects herself into the conversation to get Jamie whatever he's drinking.
Guinness, love.
Fair enough.
You definitely don't serve. You can't get a Guinness out in Cambridge. I tell you that. I don't know if that's true or not, but
That's some
One day-
bullshit right there.
She passes Jamie the glass and she'll be like, "One day we'll get you onto actually quaffable stouts. One day."
Listen, I like what I like. It's cheap. It gets the job done. And it's
You
like
can drink
dinner in a can.
yeah, you can drink it and chew it at the same time.
It's like a loaf of bread in every glass, right?
She stabs out the cigarette and
Accurate. When you were that age, you could just have 3 pints of Guinness and it'd set you up for the rest of the night out.
There is a several of people I know have gone to Europe and lived there for like months or extended amount of times, and we refer to it as the Guinness diet, where you just basically only consume Guinness and you lose weight. It's all carbs.
It's actually we call it in the UK the Irish Atkins.
Yeah,
The Atkins diet.
Carb load, lose weight, good stuff.
As I am the master of time here, just think of me as the doctor. Trevor, you wanted to flash back to how Sean arrived here.
Sure, yeah. I hadn't thought about that until everyone else was like, that's a really good idea. Okay. So it is early afternoon in the one of the poorest neighborhoods you can imagine. Row houses and subsidized housing have nothing on this. You go in through a screen door that is broken
in America.
Yeah,
we don't have them.
Fair. Broken half off its hinges. A front door that is like would normally be like an indoor door in any other house. It's that really thin wood that doesn't really do anything. And you see Sean is kind of trying to sneak out the door past a large recliner. There is a man kind of slumped down in the recliner, who looks like no one so much as Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He has the way too small white tank top, the really hairy arms, the Howard Donut haircut, the really bad mustache, and he is slumped over, or he is slumped back on the chair. Contrary to the trope, he is not in fact drunk, but you do see around him a smattering of scratched off and then torn in half lottery tickets, and a form from last week's horse races. And as Sean heads towards the door, he turns and says, "Hey, we got a shift in the morning, you know. Don't stay out too late. I need you there." "You have a shift at the factory, Dad. I am 17. And he says that just under his breath, enough that his father probably can't hear it, and then darts out the door and onto his bike, which is also kind of secondhand, kind of broken down, though it looks very freshly painted, because that's the benefits of working in the garage.
Nice.
And we jump forward in time. Now it's about what, 7:10 in the evening, and the pub's starting to fill with the regulars. Miss Hartwell, your former headmistress to most of you and teacher, is supporting the saloon bar, along with Bob Collins, who is also an import to the village like Jess, but from the forbidden land of Newcastle upon Tyne.
Ooh.
And you can hear his thick Geordie accent boom through the pub. The man has one setting, and it is loud. So, but usually he doesn't. He doesn't talk much bull, and he turns to Emma and buys as he's buying her a pint, and he's like, "I don't like it, Emma. Robots taking jobs from humans. It's not the way it should be. It's not the way we wanted it when we invented them in the 60s, and then we had all that legislation in the 70s. And Miss Hartwell says to him, I don't like the idea of a robot in a child care position. What if there was a power surge? Hacking, even. Says that you're usually put together for local headmistress. I don't like it. And you hear from the other side of the pub some yuppies, as we had in the 90s. The young professionals, they have probably a white Porsche Boxster parked outside, and their entire lifestyle is Debbie Jelinski from the Addams Family movies. They have a white Mercedes-Benz wagon as well that matches it. It's not good. And the wife looks like she's got a face, as we say, like a slapped arse. But Mr. Stevens, he is grinning from ear to ear. "Oh yes, that's going to put Tabitha in line. We've got one of these nanny bots. It's fantastic. We've fired the au pair. We're saving so much money. We're going skiing. We're going to the south of France." And everybody in the pub hates him. Just, of course, you can hear Bob hating on him louder than everybody else.
Yeah, I think that they're talking about going skiing in the south of France, and Tommy kind of like hunches, like curls her shoulders in, elbows on the table, and she's like puffing from another cigarette that she got from her pocket, because that reminds her that that's something her parents would also do. So she's just trying to keep a low profile and not draw too much attention to herself.
And not to worry, it's the 90s. You can buy Tues and single cigarettes in the pub. Seriously, they don't want you going anywhere else.
So, hey, love, friend of yours, ski buddies.
They've probably ran
Swiss Alps and all that. Yeah.
Sean kind
that
of.
Was, it's only Only a couple times I've been to the Swiss Alps, okay?
You prefer
Sean
the
kind
other
of
Alps.
nudges Tommy on the shoulders. Can I snag a drag of that?
Yeah, man, of course. And she takes the package and she hands him a full, like, hands him the package so he can take
Brutal.
some.
Astrid, any
Yeah,
chance we could turn the music up?
Yeah, when's the
alive,
business
baby.
done?
Go closer. Astrid just flicks a lighter out in front of you. The lighter is has a very custom case with like elaborate skulls and.
He
Fucking,
lights a cigarette
fucking
and kind of,
corp.
sorry, kind of, raises it to her in a cheers motion. Thanks, love.
I know. I'd bar 'em, but fucking yuppie trash moving to the village.
Fucking corporate sheep. Can we sit over at the table over there, Astrid?
Go where you want.
And Jess stands up
Yeah, we'll move
to move
tables.
farther away.
You hear that? Yuppie trash moving to the village.
Yeah, what's all
Moving,
this talk about robots?
As if they haven't already lived here.
Well,
That's right, you haven't been here. Yeah.
And he's just looking at Tommy.
why are you looking at me like that? Like I've just grown another head.
It's like
I'm just-
the yuppie trash has been here the whole time, right?
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It was more subtle before. Now everyone's talking
Jamie.
about it.
Knock it off, would you? We already got
Listen.
enough loud mouthing over there.
We don't
Between-
all get to go to private schools with full of ladies, right?
It wasn't my choice, okay?
In Cambridge!
Yeah, it's Cambridge. This ain't another world, okay? And she blows smoke right in his face.
It's like I get to go to private uni.
Well, you guys coming or what?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We've already
He
sat
follows.
down.
Yeah, Sean is kind of following behind the two of them, both still wanting to be part of the group and at the same time trying to look like he doesn't know these fools.
Look,
In that look that can only be described as,
Yeah.
yes, they're my best friends.
Yeah,
Look,
considering
maybe-
your considering his employer's grandfather, who is held in the highest of esteem, is in the snug there.
Well, I am absolutely chuffed, for one, to say that the proper hippie trash, or the proper yuppie trash, is back in town.
you're welcome.
You add a bit of class.
It's the closest you're going to get to a compliment from him, love. But take it.
What I'm used to ever since we were little.
Yeah.
And you know, if you want to go to your own little private boarding school, just get caught drinking, enjoy riding with these two tosses, and then, well, maybe have your grades improved a little bit, Jamie?
All right, I think it's a bit of a money issue, if I'm being quite honest. In that you
Oh,
have
right.
it.
Nice.
I wasn't going to
Nice.
say anything, but you know, it's not your fault.
Hold on, I don't think £4 gets me into private school, does it?
She pulls out and she opens her wallet and she's got cash in there.
Oh,
Like-
plastic, is it?
Hey, he shouldn't complain. £4 is plenty for a night out in 1995.
That's true.
Sean's looking jealously at those £4.
It's my parents' money, okay?
Little bit of mummy and daddy.
If they want to spend that money to send me to some freaking lesbian school, then sure.
I mean, I wasn't going to give you that advice, but it's right
And
there.
as you say,
Nothing wrong
lesbian
with that.
school.
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying. I like boys too. I'm not
As you
ready
say,
to go
lesbian
full L,
school,
you know?
Chuck's partner Vic walks into the room. Long brown hair, lot of leather, and she sort of raises her eyebrow at your lesbian school comment. Because you know as well as most people do in the village, they've been together since they were at Cheltenham Ladies College together.
Yeah. And she said, and she reiterates, I'm not knocking it. I like the ladies. I just like my blokes too, okay? But they're old ladies. And when there's too many women around, it's psycho. I don't know.
Sean stands up and holds his hand out to take Vex, and I assume she does, and he very almost over dramatically kisses it and says, "We're very happy to have you two in town, love. You know that."
She takes a long drag of the cigarette
and he flashes a smile again.
Just because I'm from bloody Essex, yeah. Vic's nails are like caked in paint. She's a fine art restorer. But Sean, that don't bother.
So
I came in here to Vic's like, oh no, I came in here because of those blowhards. I'll take this blowhard over that anytime.
That's fair.
You're lucky.
This band's
emotions. No, go ahead.
This band's not bad, but we're not going to stay here all night, are we? Like, that's not the plan.
I'm up for anything. I just got back. And my parents aren't even home to welcome me. Go figure.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm here an after party at your house.
Oh.
We'll invite the band back. All your friends are already here. It's just that.
Yeah, she sits back and takes another long drag. She's like, well, my tuition's already paid up for the next term, so there's not much else they can do about it.
As they talk about inviting the band back, I glance quickly over to Vic and say, "And the plus ones."
Of course.
I am the band, darling. Who sells the fucking merch?
Let's do it. I've wanted to hang out at that pool.
I think they just got it cleaned at least.
Oh, it won't be clean by the end of the night.
Oh, that's rotten.
That could mean so many things.
Take that as you will.
Well, so the thought that was going through Sean's head at that moment was, I hear skinny dipping. I don't know about anyone else.
I can also just imagine the chlorine just leaching the Kool-Aid out.
All the
like a blue aura just surrounds Jess in the pool.
Yeah, I heard
not only is this pool a wonderful temperature, it tastes amazing.
The summer was a bad time for Kool-Aid dyers. Bugs, bees, pools, it was a time, guys.
And the other 9 months of the year as well.
They're fine. They're fine. It's cooler. There's less bugs. When you use lemons to lighten your hair and Kool-Aid to dye it colors,
well,
it's a time.
At least she wasn't around the garage with Sean using whatever DuPont Auto Finishes has as hair dye.
Or silver spray paint in a brown paper bag. So who, as we look around the Blacksmith Arms, the band is kicking it. We have Astrid. We have Astrid is serving drinks. We have some yuppies out there. Is the rest of this just full of townies, or is there is the band drawing a crowd of people?
Yeah,
not
there
from
are villagers, and there are some early sort of early season tourists, because this is the first weekend after school has broken up. So. But most of the people with the families are listening out back in the smoking area and beer garden, because the kids will get a lung full of cancer, but it's in the fresh air, so it's fine. It's like driving with the windows down while smoking.
Okay, so we know probably most of the people.
Yeah.
In here. Okay. Does anyone stand out?
No, it's maybe you can if you want to take the debut role, take the debut role and investigate.
I'll do it. I'll roll.
Do it.
I'll roll.
He'll do it. He's crazy.
0 successes out of 8 dice.
Nice.
I mean, there's a dude at the bar who looks like. He kind of looks like you think a Fed would look like. That he's buying a couple of bottles of crisps and he tells Astrid to leave the caps on the Coca-Cola.
Bottles of crisps.
He's a large, well-set, heavy-set man, broad shoulders, close to a #1 haircut. Looks very military.
Gee, those are chips for Brits.
No, but you said bottles of crisps.
Bags
I'm
of
like,
crisps,
No,
bottles of Coke.
Bottles of Coke.
Oh, okay, sorry. That's what.
Yeah,
Just-
he's just getting he just seems to be getting supplies. I mean, at the blacksmiths, but they'll do you some sandwiches as well, and he's just waiting around as whoever's in the kitchen does a couple of sandwiches.
Jess will notice Jamie looking around and will also look around.
Maybe we should invite some of these robots back. I'm sure they know how to potty.
One
Daft
success.
Punk, unfortunately, was not a thing yet. Yeah, he does strike you as kind of well dressed for the blacksmiths. It's like usually Ali, who's Astrid's aunt, whose place it is, she usually is like no high vis, no stuff like that. If you've come from the car plant, but yeah, this guy in his suit sort of he does look different.
Speaking of, corporate monkeys, look at that guy.
She looks. Oh yeah. He's a weird fellow, isn't he?
In fact, Jess, being from the US, you notice there's a bulge in the suit that you usually see with Secret Service and FBI agents.
He's carrying
Carrying what?
firearm.
He's packing.
That sounds a little bit personal, but okay.
A gun.
Not sure why you
Why?
need something like that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brighton after all. Unless he's here to shoot robots.
Probably for our criminal mastermind here.
Who?
You criminal underlord.
What? I'm not a criminal. I'm an upstanding citizen. Other
As
than
you guys
drinking
argue, the
private.
dude grabs the brown paper bag from Astrid, rolls out a £10 note, and tells her to keep the change. As if this is all being expensed. Then he turns on his heels in a very military manner and
didn't
walks
ask for
out
a
of the front
receipt.
door.
Bit of an heavy tipper there.
Think
She
he's
looks-
with.
I was gonna say, she looks at Jess. Maybe he's got some other cash in there that we could liberate from him.
Well, that sounds fun.
I don't
Frankly,
do crime.
Only two reasons.
I'm
a
just
man
making a
flashes-
Don't.
suggestion.
Only two reasons a man flashes money like that. Either he wants to be seen or he wants not to be seen.
I mean, it was just a tenner.
Now, you don't tell me you don't do crime with those rollerblades. You don't use it for transportation.
What?
That's what
I
they
don't
say
even-
up in Cambridge.
I don't even know how to respond to that as a human.
I kind of hope that in Cambridge they could afford to nick scooters to go around nicking people's bags and wallets. You know,
In Cambridge, they use something that's very innovative. It's called a Segway.
Can you just
They use it to
imagine?
nick people's rollerblades.
Can you just
We
imagine
assure-
someone like mugging like a purse off an old lady that just like zoom, 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 zoom.
It's like the
the,
90s version of Point Break.
yeah, as the creator of this world, I assure you, no segways, no never. They are illegal because in the UK you can't insure them, you can't MOT them.
They probably don't even exist yet. But
Oh fuck.
British 90s Point Break, okay?
Hate to tell you this, Point Break was 1991.
Was it?
Sure was.
Jeez.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
I would have thought like 99 at the latest or earliest.
Now I want to see a '90s rollerblade crime
didn't-
movie.
yeah.
Oh.
It's like
I think there are
We'll
several
get the
that
director.
involve roller derby.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
21
yeah,
Vert
criminal
Street.
roller derby team. I love it. I love it.
Oh god,
Mm.
that was.
But
that
yeah,
bad.
so you eye up this gentleman as he leaves the pub. What are you doing? You drinking up?
Jess will swallow the rest of her glass and set it down and say, I think Tommy's idea is a good one. So should we stay or should we go now? And she gestures out to that guy.
Get out, Melissa. Get absolutely out of here. Out.
Tommy
God
takes her
damn it.
glass with her.
Hey, guys, there's no need to clash.
Yeah. Tommy takes her glass to go. Because I think that's a British thing.
Sean gives Jess a little bit of a slow clap.
Jamie groans.
Next round's on Jess for that one.
All right, well, I
Oh,
can't
don't
be
pour it on
welcomed
her
here
hair.
anymore after a joke like that, so I might as well leave. He gets up and follows.
Sean's not going to
Puns.
be the only one staying in the bar, so
Puns,
Yeah,
really?
Tommy will wait for him.
It's
Come
the
on, let's
lowest form of comedy. Terrible. Terrible.
So what are we doing? We following this guy? Like we're trying to be quiet?
Oh, I thought you were going to roll him over and take him for all it's worth.
What are you thinking, Tommy? What's the plan?
When we walk outside, where is this suit guy going?
He's just heading down the street.
Hey, we'll just casually head this way.
Oh yeah, boss. All right. How do we take him now? As Jamie adopts his worst Cockney accent. Criminal underlord. What do we do?
Those of you that can roll stealth, please do.
Can roll stealth? Well, it's not a.
yeah. So,
Oh, I actually have sneak.
Oh, is it sneak?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sneaky.
Terrible.
You almost, Tommy almost trips over an untied lace.
I imagine they may, even if they want to pretend they're sneaking, they're all just a little bit buzzed and they're all just cutting it up.
Kids.
They're just cutting it up. And
The dude you're following shrugs, and he gets into a very curious-looking TV detector van. It's an old model. Usually they have Ford Transits about this time, but this is an old Bedford with big sort of satellite dishes on the roof. And in creation process, this is a behind-the-scenes tip, I did consider having Midlands Positronics written on the side, but fuck that.
Missed a golden opportunity there.
Right.
That'll happen later.
Yeah, I think.
So yeah, he gets into this TV detector van with an equally well turned out blonde gentleman that he passes a sandwich to and a cola and some crisps.
So he gets in.
Yeah, and you notice that they are sat opposite the Stevens residence, which came up in conversation earlier. So what would you like to do?
I think because Tommy and Jamie both failed, right? Jamie also failed his sneak.
Yeah.
They have their arms around each other because she's part
and Jamie's rollerblades on his backpack got tangled around a lamppost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried to move quickly or quietly in Genkos, but it's not a thing. It's not a function of those pants.
Yeah.
Not with all the chains, no.
So they got their arms around each other and they're like, all right, then we're going to sneak over there. We're going to trip him. And then you're going to get your rollerblades. And then when he gets in the car, she's like, hey, Radio Shack, what are you doing? Even though he probably can't hear her.
Yeah.
I think Jamie taking the bit too far, lets go of Tommy and sits down and begins to unsnap the rollerblades. He takes the docks off, puts them on, is snapping them closed, and is getting ready to give chase.
So Sean is taking advantage of the fact that the two of them are drawing all the attention, because he has spied tech, and he would like to know. He would like to know more about what kind of tech is in that van.
Sure.
So he's I'm going to see if I can do just kind of look around the van to see if there's any place that would be outside of their immediate viewing angle.
Yeah, an ocular vehicular pat down, if you will.
Yeah. Do you have
Sure.
anything?
Would
Okay.
you want to roll? What would you like? Is my oh
Are you
no,
rolling
is roll
something?
20 just being strange?
Did you tell me to roll something?
Yeah. Well, what do you think fits better? Do you want to go investigate, or we could go tinker? You've
Oh,
seen enough vans.
Definitely tinker.
Tinker me, please.
Take that in a heartbeat. And I'll still fail.
Yeah. It looks to you like it's riding quite low on the chassis for one of these vans. That's all you can really tell.
Okay.
It is laden.
And sorry, Prof. Can you reiterate what you said? They were outside this building, or sorry, this house. What specifically about this house is of interest?
You heard that these are the people that have recently fired their au pair for some sort of experimental nanny bot.
Oh, right. And what was their name? The family name?
Stevens.
Stevens.
Do we know any association between this this company and robots?
There's no company name on the van. It is completely blank.
Just a completely blank panel van.
TV detector van. Well, it's got the dishes and the sort of things that you would expect from a TV detector van, because they are supposed to detect people using CRT televisions without a active television license on their on the database.
Was this the family who went skiing in the Alps?
Yes, they're the braggers. You see the white sort of like Mercedes Benz on sort of the double exit fancy driveway of this newer house.
So what is I have one dot in contact, because I also said that they knew my parents.
Yeah.
Would I know what the name of their children?
Yeah. You would know that Jess is absolutely going to love Tabitha, because she's insisting on calling herself Tabs now, and has started bleaching her hair and listening to a lot of punk.
Nice. So just one child?
Yeah. Well, there's her brother, and let's call and God, I make a reference, and then her brother Adam, who's a couple of years younger. He's 12.
Adam. Okay. And how old is Tabitha?
14.
Adam 12. Isn't it weird? So that's where Tabs and Adam live, right, Jess?
Right.
They're the ones. And she kind of leans over. They're the ones with the new robot nanny. Isn't that a little strange?
Yeah, but isn't it? If correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
You're wrong.
They're shut. Just shut. They're just listen. Just because you've been drinking water all night, and I've had at least one Guinness, I'm all right. They're going. Yeah. They're not here. The family.
No.
They're going. They're skiing in the Alps, right?
No, they were the ones in the bar, you moron.
Yeah, they're
Talking
not
about how
home right now
Talking about how they were going to go skiing.
because they're saving money by firing their au pair and getting the robot.
Right. Okay. And
Tommy,
yeah.
Yeah.
can I borrow that glass for a moment?
Can I finish my drink first?
Oh, please do.
Okay, so she will several gulps and she'll finish the beer, and then burp, and then hand in the glass.
Classy love. So Sean is going to go back to a blind spot in the truck and do the put the glass up against
Yeah.
the outside of the truck and see if he can hear anything.
Nice.
Okay, with the glass, give me +1 and investigate.
Oh, I fully thought the truck drove away.
Nope.
Nope. Going for the
Damn
long
it.
haul.
Oh my god.
All you can hear is the drone of computer equipment. And as you are hidden from view there, let's say it's full cover. odd-looking woman leaves the house and she knocks on the window of the van, and but she just appears to the two gents in the van, and you naughty boys are out late, and you see a flash of red eyes as these two men devolve into kids, basically, and they start to bawl and cry and flee from the van. And you assume woman turns on her heels and returns to the house as the guys cower in a sort of wooded area.
So they leave the van?
Yeah. Doors are open, both passenger side and driver's side, which is the other side.
And they're like, how old?
These men in their maybe 30s.
So they're still in their 30s, but they're acting like children.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
okay.
acting like
Okay.
scared kids.
What the
running
fuck
off
was
to hide
that?
in the woods.
Did you see her eyes? She looked like a fucking Terminator.
Was that? Did you see her eyes? Like,
Yeah.
like she one of those robots?
I
You think
think
she's malfunctioning?
be more worried that she's not.
I don't think I've ever said these words before, but, Sean, I think
Yeah,
you're
mate.
right. I think we're all loaded.
Of course we're all loaded.
Anyone got a tape recorder so I can have him say that again?
Because
wanna keep that one.
If I'm thinking what I'm thinking, no,
Eloquent as always, Jamie.
with the eyes and the screaming. That's
Yes.
not proper normal, is it?
No.
Yeah.
You think?
Absolutely.
So it must be the drink.
What scares a man with a firearm like that?
A bear.
A bear.
Yeah, but there's no bears around here. Why would they be?
I thought this was
Right.
just a question. I didn't know it was a hypothetical.
Hey,
So
what
now
were the
that
name of the kids in there, by the way? What are the names of the kids again? Sorry, I just
Tabitha,
walked
but
out.
she
Adam.
insists on being called Tabs, and her younger, more straight-laced, computer-obsessed brother, Adam.
That Tab isn't bad. I'm a little bit worried about the situation.
So now that the van is empty, Sean is investigating inside the van.
Yeah, you guys know, because you know the village, that if you were to take these kids to Miss Hartwell, they'd be fine. They were just in her class. Adam's in her class now because he's in year 5 and 6. They mix classes because it's such a small school, and Tab's is just about to go to the big school. But yeah, Trevor, investigate the van away.
Okay. There we go.
Yay.
Yeah,
So-
you pop the rear sliding door open of the van, and you find that it looks like one of the sets from upcoming movie Hackers. It's decked out with all sorts of surveillance equipment. I don't think you've ever seen Chuck's van at work, have you?
Probably not.
Well, it's even a little bit beyond that in next generation tech for surveillance van. You can see somehow they have got cameras in that house in deliveries or whatever, and that there are motion sensors in whatever they've slipped into the house, and cameras, and it's all coming out in as many lines as humanly possible quality, and there are files as well.
Bloody hell!
Tommy lights up another cigarette. That's a bit odd, isn't it?
Title of your spin-off.
That's putting it mildly. Look at this. Jess, you were worried about Tabs, yeah?
Yeah, that lady just went back. The one with the red eyes back into the house. Tabs is probably there.
I'm assuming I'm assuming Tabs is visible on at least one camera.
Yeah, she got her DMs up on the arm of the sofa, and she's rocking out in a big old pair of you assume her dad's 70s Pioneer headphones.
Well, for the moment, I can tell you she's fine.
Do we see the robot anywhere? Or then
Yeah, the robot is in the kitchen making cocoa with a saucepan, which doesn't seem very modern at all. But it's getting on for 8 o'clock, and you assume that is bedtime.
Who makes cocoa in a saucepan? A robot, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Yes, what's that? Bloody Mrs. Doubtfire, I think.
Does anybody else want to roll and investigate on whilst you've got access to the back of the van?
I will.
I'll do it.
I'll throw it in there as well.
Ooh, two.
Oh,
Okay.
Never
now we're
mind.
coming online.
Well, with the Mike, you go and I've got 2.
No, after I saw a 2 and a 3, I was like, I'll.
Well, give it a roll. Let's see.
Yeah, get us
Why
some
not?
more.
Why not embarrass
Points.
myself?
Join it. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Because basically, between you all, you can,
Coming in hot, baby.
Oh,
We got all the information.
You flick open a file, and you see an e-fit. An e-fit of a face you thought maybe you'd never see again. It's your sister, Kylie. How the hell have these people got an e-fit of her? If you reported it to the police, that's as far as it went. Because there was nothing they could do. If a person didn't exist, how are they going to investigate a missing person? An e-fit is an electronic amalgamation. Like, I don't know if you ever played with those books as a kid, but you pick a specific eye, nose, mouth, ears, etc. to make a face out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And these were very much the style at the time in British cop shows and sort of policing in general.
So, all right, I have a question for you in that case. Out of British accent.
Oh, we missed it already.
Does anyone do these 3 either remember or believe me when I say that I have a sister?
They find it rather curious that someone has just disappeared from your life, but if they want to believe you, sure.
Okay, cool. But they don't remember me ever having a sister.
Anybody? Show of hands.
I don't remember anyone ever having anything. So
Great.
Well, I've been away for the past year, so
Yeah,
I would remember if I'm not being affected by whatever the loop
whatever
is
it is,
doing.
yeah. How long has she been missing, Mike?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't think that far. If you ask everyone else, she's been missing forever because she never existed.
Right.
Never existed. At
At
least in this world.
Yeah, let's say for the sake of what G said, and for the sake of Melissa not being from this country, at least since last summer, right? Since Jess sort of comes up here every summer, and Tommy would have been gone since last summer. The last time I saw her was the summer, and no one else believes she exists since then. But I have like a little murder board in my room.
Why? Picture of
yes. So back to Jess, who finds a report that's very old, goes back to 1965, and it is about an entire cricket team and their tour bus going missing. Not far from here. Where's where they were last sighted.
in what year?
1965.
1965. Well, this isn't nearly as well. She hands it over to Sean.
Okay. Yeah, it's not far. I remember hearing about this. Yeah, it's not far from here.
What would this be doing in this truck?
If you want to flick through the files further, you'll discover that these guys are agents of an organization called MOAT. M-O-A-T. And I'm just going to... they are the Ministry of Advanced Technology.
Okay.
That explains why they're here watching a robot.
Yep. Okay, so are we familiar with MOAT? Or is this...
Yeah, you see, there's a guy called General Stewart who is the face of MOAT. He's a very sort of prestigious military officer, very well decorated. Imagine the Brigadier in Doctor Who, basically. And he seems like a good guy, and he usually turns up when there's rogue science going on and deals with it.
Well, that explains why Mr. Military Man was in the bar earlier.
Yeah, but if an old team has disappeared, and my sister has disappeared, and both disappeared people are in this van in a secret file, right?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Why is there a secret file of disappeared people?
I think these are the good guys. I think they must be investigating these disappearances. And what's worrisome is that they're outside of that house right now, watching. I think we got to get those kids out of there.
I don't disagree with you, but I think what's worrying is that the robot lady came out and flashed her eyes red and turned them into child.
Yeah, and all they're doing was just sitting there.
Well,
I think maybe she discovered the cameras, but why isn't she... I guess if she discovered the cameras, why is she just behaving all willy-nilly?
Well, I think they were sitting there monitoring the robot.
if the three of you want to go in and try to get the kids, I apparently can monitor you from here, and I can try to dig some more into these files and see what more I can find.
And we're gonna go in there and do what? Liberate?
Just get the kids out.
We're talking about yeah.
Maybe, but what happens if the robot does to us what she did to those blokes?
Well, we got to avoid the robot.
Then I'll see you, the three of you, come out and looking terrified and scared and looking like little kids, and I'll knock you over the head till you come back.
Now, Sean, I take back what I said before.
I don't want to play that game.
I've seen Scooby-Doo, and I know that when you send Velma, Daphne, and Shaggy into a situation, and you leave Fred in the rear, shit goes awry.
I'm Daphne.
A bit wonky. Oh, I was Velma, for sure.
I never saw it, but I'm the cool one. So
Definitely Scooby-Doo.
Does this truck have a cell phone, or a car phone?
Yeah. You go into the you turn your back on the whole communications radio array thing. That's for nerds. Fuck that. And yeah, in the console in the front there is a car phone, and you notice also in their fear keys are in the ignition. It's got a little tag on it that says that it's from the motorpool.
Tommy, you carrying your cell phone?
I always got my cell phone. And she
All
reaches into her little purse and pulls it out.
So, Sean, you just you keep an eye on the robot, and we'll keep you on the line, and you let us know where she is, and we'll go in there, avoid the robot, get the kids out.
Yeah, sounds good.
I
love it. This is turning quickly into Night Trap, and I'm here for it.
If I die, I will haunt all of you.
You got to take off your rollerblades, though, Jamie.
They're not subtle.
You're not subtle.
I know I'm not subtle, but I'm faster than those are.
Are you?
Well, and she looks down at her heels. If you take them off, you could use them to clock the robot over the head.
That's what the docks are for.
And she puffs on her cigarettes.
His big Doc Marten shoes.
All right, fine.
Mike, you'll be glad to know that new rocks are in fashion.
Perfect.
And that will I'll take out literally anything. But the old ones.
So Sean is staying in the truck?
Yep.
Okay. She's gonna hand him a couple of cigarettes.
Your peach.
All right, let's go. And she's gonna Scooby
think we
Doo
go the
over to
I think
the.
we go into the side entrance.
Yeah.
Through the garage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe we can play like Ding Dong Ditch. Press the buzzer, bring her to the front, and then we'll go in the back.
Love it.
So Sean has sat himself down at the computer console and is literally doing this is a Unix system. I know this system. To see and yes, that movie was out in 93. To see not only to actually keep an eye on them and the robot like you said he would, but also just like to see what else he can cobble together from these files.
I think as they're sneaking over, I don't like Tommy will kind of lean over to Jamie and be like, "So you never heard anything back about Kylie this whole time? You're muted."
I was stunned in silence. The fact that you said her name. That's the first time I've seen any other evidence that she has existed other than what I have procured myself. Every attempt to find pictures or the police is met with a brick wall.
But what about your parents and all the stuff in your house in her room?
No idea. They don't
Just
recognize. They don't remember her. No family photos. No. It's like the room was a let.
Like something out of the Twilight Zone.
Or our limits.
And she will put her hand on his shoulder. Well, maybe we'll find her, okay?
That's the plan. Is to keep on looking, and she'll turn up.
Damn straight she will.
Well, we'll worry about that later. Let's go get tabs for now.
And Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
Leave no one behind. And
Yep,
she's gonna go
exactly.
and she's going to look in the window and see if she can get the status of this Terminator.
Or you could pick up the phone.
Yeah, you just
Oh right. Oh yeah. So she's. I don't know the number for the car phone.
we've already let's assume it's
Called
already
it
dialed and
from
you're
the
on the
car
line.
phone.
Okay. So she will flip it open, pull up the antenna, and dial the number.
Mute.
Muted.
Yeah. Sorry, I was
All right.
distracted by a thing on one of the screens. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is the Terminator? Tell us.
She is. What time of?
It's evening.
Yep. Do you have a specific place in mind, Prof, or should I just?
She's either in the kitchen or going through to the living room.
Yep. Looks like she's still finishing up the dinner dishes. Sorry, supper dishes. Forgot
Alright.
what country we were in.
All right.
So
We're gonna.
yeah, as long as you and from kitchen is and I tap some keys and pull up a schematic of the house because of course they have a schematic of the house. All right, so from the front, if you're looking in the front door, it's the front right corner. So just avoid that. You should be good.
All right. Do you think we should ring the doorbell and get her to come
Yeah.
to the front door?
Oh, she's all in the kitchen. We just go around the back.
All right. So yeah, okay. We're gonna sneak to the back.
Sure,
Do we have to sneak? Or can we?
go for it. But
Okay.
give us a +1 because you know exactly where Nana is, what she's doing.
Not Tommy.
Nana.
She's in her heeled boots. So she's like.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Mike.
0. I got a 0.
Ah. Well, I'm going to say that Jess carries you with her too. She's used to sneaking out of the house in the odd occurrence when she is not in the mood for a very aggro punk argument.
Jamie just hunkers down and Tommy pushes him.
Slowly across the...
Yeah, the cobblestones.
And you hear from the as you round the corner with the windows open to let in a pleasant evening breeze. You hear Coco isn't fucking punk from the front room, as Tabs objects to whatever this Coco concoction is.
She's got a mouth on her.
Is that your protege, Jess?
Well, she's a good girl.
Are you the au pair they fired?
They didn't like Kool-Aid.
They don't like my taste in music. What can I tell you?
Yes, Jess was Inga, the Swedish au pair, the whole time.
Yeah,
Draftir is just playing many roles.
Secretly.
So do we make it to the back door and we need to get the kids' attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
well,
we've opened the door. Is that fair? We have the door open?
Yeah. The door's just literally on the catch, and the inside door, the keys are in the back of it.
What a time for the 90s in Britain.
So, what room is it
The
that
house
we're
room.
looking into?
We know that Adam is upstairs on his Amiga, and Tabs is in the middle of storming off upstairs.
Okay, so, but what room are we looking into right now?
You're in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen, and there's
You're
no
just
robot
outside
in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so if she moved out of the kitchen, I would have told them that.
Great. So, do we see through the kitchen opening? Is there like a staircase or something like that? What do we see from here?
Well, in the kitchen, on a little hallway, there is a back set of staircase because these people have money. They have a front stairs and a back stairs. They probably have another staircase in the house somewhere just because they can.
She'll crouch down and
I think even Tommy only has one staircase, right?
Probably. But it's double wide.
Oh.
So it's like having two.
But yeah, the robot stands in the main hall, being like, bed without supper. No, negative. Supper time already happened, and just looks rather cross.
Right. So there's a back staircase out of the kitchen, and we can see the robot out in the hallway.
Yeah.
So Jess is going to sneak over to that staircase and gesture everybody to come along with.
Yeah, she will go.
Jamie follows.
Yeah.
And then we will use the sides of the stairs, not the center, because center stairs always creak, So we're going to go up the sides of the stairs.
Jamie's still in his rollerblades.
All you do is you turn sideways and you walk up sideways. God. It's like you guys never rollerbladed in the 90s.
I never did.
Sean has
No, I had a
found
skateboard like proper people.
Sean has found the configuration settings for the for the computer setup, and is now watching watching everyone's positions on the house on a display that looks very much like a game of Pac-Man.
Only one ghost though.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Winky or Blinky?
Clyde.
Ah, Clyde.
All right, we're going to try sneaking upstairs.
Is that a new roll? Is that a new roll, or are we good with the other one?
I might as well try again, since I failed the first time.
Do we get another bonus?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I get a bonus?
You all magnificently managed to make it.
One
With the three
success
between?
with the rollerblades.
Nice.
I didn't.
They're actually stealth rollerblades.
Yeah.
They were developed for the special forces. You just got them at an
I
army
didn't
surplus
succeed.
store.
I didn't succeed unless Jess is helping
With a
me.
3 between you, I say you made it.
Okay.
So you find yourself on the upper hallway. There's the smell of potpourri and genuinely foul odors that people sprayed their homes with in this period.
Smells like a department store.
Tommy almost jumps as one of those plug-in airwick things goes off at her.
Yeah, it
And
smells
managed to
just like
regain
her
her
own
composure.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And therefore she's getting severe PTSD from the idea of having to go home.
Jess is going to follow the sound of punk rock music to Tab's store.
Yeah.
And then slowly open it so that there's not a loud click.
Yeah.
And put her little face in and say, Tabs, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Come on. Let's go.
We take him a dickhead, brother?
Sure, we can bring him too. Come on. Let's go. Can you get him quiet?
Just grab a Game Boy on a fishing rod. He'll follow it.
Tommy will tiptoe over to Adam's door.
Yeah.
And quietly tap tap tap. I don't want to open the bedroom door unannounced of a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. You hear the sound of a Kleenex box being chucked across the room.
God almighty. I figured Tommy used to like babysit for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she slowly opens the door.
What are you doing here?
We're here. We're gonna have a pool party at my house. Come on.
He throws on some clothes.
What was he wearing before?
He was wearing pajamas.
Okay. Yeah, pool party and no robot nannies.
Yeah, she's been acting weird since my parents left.
Yeah, do you know where she's from?
Certainly not Sweden.
Yeah. Freaking Swedes.
Van was a van that delivered her, had a local registration plate. Infini-corp.
Tommy, come on. Shh. Let's go.
And she's gonna put her arm around Adam and guide him.
Sure. Sean, where exactly is the bad robot lady?
I believe, just to make everyone hate me that much, the bad robot nanny is currently making her way up the stairs.
Ah!
She's coming up the front stairs.
So, hey, what does this house look like? Is there like a little roof outside of the second floor windows, or is it like a straight drop? What do we got going on with this house?
Yeah, there's a porch. You could hop down. You could hop down on the porch and end up in sort of a shrubbery, because if you avoid the rocks and don't brain yourself, you'll be good.
All right, so
Jess pulls Budlier you could land in.
Jess pulls Tabs out of her room into the boys' room and closes the door quietly, but then races it with a chair, a la movies.
Stephen Peele, get the hell out of there!
Yeah. And
Sean's been yelling at
you've done that from the other side of the door, you hear "Here's Nanny" in a Jack Torrance-esque manner.
Get the window. Get the door, Jamie.
She'll be like, "Sorry, we're going to bed, Nanny."
Probably best to electronically lock the door like in the movies, but it don't work that way.
Jamie is holding the door, but any amount of movement just rolls him backwards as he slowly scurries forward and jams it back closed and rolls backwards more.
Override protocol engaged.
Adam, tell him you're naked.
You hear a smash against this interior door.
Oh, God.
4-panel. Smash! And the red eye comes into view. What do you do?
These kids are well off. Does Adam have his own pair of golf clubs?
Sure, why not? The Dunsmore Grange golf and spa is very popular.
Perfect.
It turned up in 2 episodes of my home game.
She's going to when the smashing starts, she shrieks and she runs and pulls out like just like a 9-iron or something like that, or a
Yeah.
putter, and yeah, probably just the putter, and she's gonna run over and be prepared to whack this thing.
You're about to put the staff in her place.
Yeah, exactly. And if she like reaches a hand in, especially if she reaches out to grab Jamie, she's gonna whack the limb
Okay.
of the robot.
Well, give me a roll as the hand sort of reaches for the handle on the inside.
Is this force?
Yes.
I don't have anything in force, but let's go. No successes.
It looked impressive though, as you smash and end up getting the door, but the bot sort of recoils, buying you precious time. Everybody else, what's going on?
Sean, I
Vessel,
think.
good.
Sean has stood up, thrown the headset that somehow found its way over his ears onto the table, jumps out of the van. A second later, you see him come back, reach onto the console, grab his lucky wrench, I need this, and head into the house.
Jess will strip the bed off and grab a sheet, and then begin to tie that to the railing of the deck, in preparation for getting the kids down out of the back. What do you want me to roll?
Fine question. I don't know.
Body?
Give me, yeah, sure. Give me force. Yeah.
1.
Yeah. With that, you manage to purely muscle Adam, who is the smallest and most bemused. You get the feeling that they still dress him as his father. Hence the golf clubs. They're just treating him as a little version of his father, and he's not really into that. He probably wants to hack the planet because he's super into computers. And yeah, you manage to arm over arm with the sheet, lower him to the ground.
All right, your turn. Hey, your turn, little rebel. And she holds out her arm.
I did this in gym class, and look, the teacher was right. Fuck my life. She manages to amble herself down the rope.
And she's gonna.
As the door begins to creak under the pressure.
Is anything sticking through the door?
Intermittently, the arm will come. The arm of the nanny, which is curiously human and very Terminator 2 for some reason, reaches in to try and get at the door handle from the inside.
Okay. I think Jamie is gonna try to force. Make sure the door stays closed.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to do that is you see him reach into his left pocket on the back, this 8-inch long pocket, and he procures a large tome out of the back of that, like an Encyclopedia Britannica. That is his occult book. And he slams it against the door, specifically where the face hole is, where the here's nanny part, and he forces that into the door while repeating, "The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!" as he slams the door closed.
Just wrong movie.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a force roll here for that.
Yeah.
And the occult book is my iconic item.
Yeah.
1 success.
Nice.
Apparently it works. Apparently these robots were made by some sort of satanic cult. But don't tell my my home group because they haven't turned up. And somehow it clips her and she recoils. Meanwhile, Sean back in the van. Did you grab any of the files or anything like that?
No, because
Well, you just left. Okay.
I went back and I grabbed my wrench.
Yeah. The one of the unused files flips open, and it's and has notes on a cerebral central processing unit, which is in the head of the nanny, and must have been what just got hit by the book in order to daze her for some time.
Do I see that?
Roll me a comprehend.
A what?
Comprehend.
Comprehend. Nope.
No.
Okay. Then yeah,
You run into the house front door. Still completely. Still seems to be open. There's a chain, but they don't use it. That's why they live here. It's safe.
Yep. I imagine that like Sean's gonna get to the top of the stairs and to the door of the room just as everyone finishes getting out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah! Ah!
Yeah, I think Tommy would be like, when the robot recoils, she'd be like, "Oh, shit, well done, run!" And she's gonna make for the window.
Jamie will be the last one out.
Mhm. Throw her leg through, crouch down, bring her other leg, and make her way to the sheet.
The sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Sean gets to the door of the room just in time that he can, so he sees the nanny bot kind of, over there disoriented. He goes to the door and he sees through the hole in the door. He sees Tommy get out the window and start calling, "Alex!" And he heads back downstairs.
A fine war cry.
Spoon!
Just a tick. Reset complete. You hear behind you as you dash out of the house on the heels of everybody else. Original functionality engaged. Warden bot online. Must minimize harm of prison riot.
Oh shit!
And none of us know that Sean's inside. And she's like, "Sean, we're out!"
Yeah, you guys
are
are rushing across the street to the van, and then you see that there's no one in the driver's seat.
Yeah. So yeah, you actually see the cell phone there, and so you're talking and you can hear it.
No.
Because Sean had it on speaker.
Why isn't he answering? Where is he?
And from behind you, you start to hear, starting very quiet, very loud, "Bollocks, bollocks, 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 bollocks!"
Oh shit!
Who's driving then? The criminal recidivist that has already been done in the court of parent for joyriding.
Yeah, she's like, "I can't." Yeah, she balls like, "I can't drive. I'll get in trouble again."
I'll do
Where's
it.
Sean?
Jess will jump in the driver's seat.
We're not leaving without Sean. And she's gonna she's gonna go back for Sean.
Yeah, yeah, we have been doing the French farce thing the whole time. So yeah, you're running towards Sean, towards the door. Sean's running at you full tilt. You almost don't see each other. You almost crash into each other. And Sean just looking at you, like, "Ah! We got to go!"
Seeing Sean approach, Jess will scooch over to the middle seat in the front. Leave the front door open for Sean.
Come on, you're driving. And she's gonna make sure also the kids get in the car and Jamie gets in the car.
Yeah,
I
they jump in
assume
the back.
the kids were in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you jump in and you hit, and is Jess driving?
No, Jess moved over so that Sean could jump in the seat.
Okay. So who's in the back?
Jamie's in the back with the kids.
Oh, okay. So the files all fall about, and Adam is like, "Hey, what's this?" And he picks up a diagram, and it is the robot. It is the diagram of the robot, and he hands it to you.
Jamie looks quickly at this and like understands that it would take him far too long to like figure out what this is. Instead, he like leans through the console and just holds it out in between Sean and Jess and says, "Hey, all right, look, I found this diagram and it says if we hit it with the fucking van, it'll disable it."
I mean that, or you have to terminate it into a forge. But
Yeah.
you work with what you've got.
Yeah, I don't think we have any liquid metal, molten liquid metal around.
Let me
I mean,
see
See
that
the robot?
does,
Is
but-
has the robot followed us at all, or like where is it?
You check the mirrors.
Yes.
It's coming at you at a lick.
Oh shit!
We're
Not
talking.
a bad idea, Sean.
Hit
Hit
it with the fucking van.
Let's go! And
Turn
can I-
around.
So Sean will take a moment because he knows Jamie well enough that he will actually look through the schematic and actually see if that sounds right.
I feel like if you hit
And,
anything with a
Hit
van,
a
it
robot
disables
with
it.
a van.
I would like to maybe roll for bullshit here.
Yeah, run it over stops most
Roll your best
things.
stat.
Because we're playing with things from the flood here because we're playing 17 years old. Tommy has shame instead of pride. So and because she refused to jump behind the wheel because that's what got her in trouble in the first place, why she has to spend the last 2 terms of school at boarding school. Can I spend my spend my shame and give Sean a bonus for driving and hitting?
You certainly can, and because the bullshitometer is high with this one, he takes a +3.
Oh, thank you.
Woohoo! It's just a whole bunch of like British accented,
Yeah. Well,
like
it's like
shouting in the
it's
van
like
right now.
you guys finally understand the meaning of being British, and that is a profound sense of shame.
Yes.
And
We all come
hitting
equipped
things
with it in the
cars,
factory.
apparently.
And she'd be like, "Don't think about it, Sean. Just go. You can do it. Hit it. It's coming."
Ah!
And we all go like flying back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean has gone completely manic at this point.
It's not Mad Max anymore. It's Mad Sean.
Yeah.
As he barrels down this black Commer van and smash right into the radiator goes the forehead, and Nanna-geddon seems to pass. As you do that, let's call them Sergeant Fenton and Captain Bates come to their senses. They'd found a football on that waste ground, and they'd piled up their jackets, and they were just playing a game of late night football, as it was still sunny out. They come to their senses and come on over, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll need to put that head in the forge." Right, Captain. Let's get it. Let's get the head off and get it to the and get it to the nearest induction forge by the blacksmith's arms. As you guys sort of pick yourselves up.
No. We kind sir, we're still in this van, and this van now belongs to us.
So you ram it into reverse and do a power J turn, Jim Rockford style, and howl off into the night.
I don't think this van
We're
belongs
like,
to
we gotta
anyone
take this head
anymore.
into the forge, and we're like, cheerio, brothers, and then we just drive away.
How many of these one-shots are going to end with the crew jacking a vehicle of some
Pip and all that.
Every one I'm involved in.
Tip, Tally-o.
I mean, I play the 16-year-old that drives his mother's truck like he can drive legally.
You're also the pilot that jacked the ship in the Cypher one.
What can I say? I'm the best at what I do. And with that, you howl off into the night as history repeats itself, and you find yourself in yet another car that you don't necessarily own. In the UK, we call it TWOC, taking without owner's consent.
Perfect.
Hell
And then we
yeah.
go have Then we go have a pool party.
Yes,
The kids go to sleep.
And someone in authority finds said van in front of Tommy's house.
Tommy's parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was clearly them. They did it.
the file that Jamie handed Sean,
Yeah.
as well as any others he could scrounge and put back together, are no longer in the van. Sean is sitting on one of the patio deck chairs. It's nighttime, so he's got a little flashlight, and he's reading through the files in the sky. Bloody hell! It does say to hit it with a van.
Nanna-geddon has become Vanageddon.
There you go.
And when you finally do acquire a van of your own, I'm expecting you to name it that.
Oh yeah.
We play more spin the bottle.
Yeah. Perfect. Is that the end of Nanna-geddon, Bravo?
I'm never against Nanna-geddon 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Perfect. Fantastic. With that, let's go around and do our introductions. We'll start with a huge, resounding thank you for Profo for running his first streamed game and first game on the channel on the channel here in his own homebrew writing setting for Tales from the Loop or Things from the Flood. So we'll start with you, Profo. Yeah.
We all know that they're things.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
I'm El Profo, and when I am not having anxiety, or when I am having anxiety about running my first game, you'll find me on the Discord peddling some fic or other. In fact, there is in existence a Glenbrook Wrighton crossover fic, because some of those things are shared.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Perfect. We'll move right on over to Trevor. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I am Trevor, aka the Vitruvian Meeple. You can find me here for the Patreon one-shots. You can find me on the unMadeGaming Discord. You can also find me on my own YouTube channel at Vitruvian Meeple, where our current Cypher campaign, The Powers That Be, is coming to its climactic finale. We've taken a couple sessions off to make sure everything is tight for that. But we have coming up next. After the end of The Powers That Be, I am going to be running a fantasy game in Cypher called In Morte Veritas.
Ooh.
Okay. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
I like that. Right after that, we'll go to Melissa. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, all. I'm Melissa Meyer, drafter in some places. I'm a patron, so you can find me here.
That
And at gameswithstories.com.
Also, yeah.
Feel
Also, go to gameswithstories.com. Thank you, G. Go check it out. There's amazing artwork over there done by Melissa. Plenty of it from this channel and plenty of it from her own home games and other things. So go check that out. And last but not least, contrary to the banter in this episode, G, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm the Friendly Neighborhood Lightning Invoker. You can find me in all things unMadeGaming, modding during the week for our regular streams and everything for Patreon. Tomorrow with Melissa and Mike for Mundus Novus, and then next weekend we have some rescheduled games. So we have a one-shot in the early time slot, and then we have the Rise in the second time slot. For the first weekend of July. And you'll find me all the time in the Discord.
I feel like we have a game on Sunday too, don't we? Oh, that's just us. That's a different game. But what I will say about that game on Sunday that you guys can't watch because it's not streamed, you can find out about it and my home game of Tales from the Loop over on our Patreon, link down below. Patreon.com/unMadeGaming. There is a free tier. You can just go over to the website, you join for free, and there are several blogs up there recapping the adventures of my home Tales from the Loop game, as well as a game called Between the Wasteland and Sky, a Cowboy Bebop / Outlaw Star / Firefly inspired space cowboy, space western game. So you can see the recaps for all that, and possibly more recaps coming soon for other things. I'm undecided as of yet. But yeah, join us over on the Patreon like these fine folks. Join us at the free tier. See what's out there. Stick around. Join us at a paid tier. And while you're clicking on those links, click on the Discord link and join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. But for now, we're going to get out of here and do our Patreon exclusive after show. So we will see you guys in just a little bit for our second one-shot of the day. So stick around. But from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.
Bye.